When I left Alaska yesterday, it was 10 below zero. Is it hot in here, or is it just the state? I am molting. And we are back as our salute to Ed Peterson continues. Before we begin tonight, we'd like to recognize the Peterson family who joins us for this special evening. Please welcome Mr. Peterson's children and his grandchildren. Also tonight, I'd like to remember some of our SHS musical family members who have left us, people that I remember so fondly, so dearly. With love tonight, we say their names. Of course, Mrs. Peterson, Don Wanzer, Don Poyer, and Bill Blake. Now, I have to warn you, it's going to get loud. I promise these next selections have a great beat and you can march around the world to them. Welcome to the stage, Kyle Blondin, Todd Probosky, Mark Sandino, Josh Goble, the newly reunited drumline, marching percussion, the Thunderbolt.
Thank you indeed, Ed. The musical opportunities you made available to me during the years I studied with you at SHS were, and still are, simply invaluable. I tell my recording students to this very day that my ability to judge the blend and balance required for mixing brass and woodwinds is a skill I inherited directly from you. I'm unable to tear away from my teaching and gigging schedule to head up to the Pacific Northwest and be with you today. But please know that I am there in spirit at this deservedly special night to contribute to you. I'm certain it's truly a wonderful event put on by your many students that have loved you so greatly throughout the many years. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, 5-time Grammy Award winner, Peterson. Mr. Peterson, we have a message tonight from an old friend. It is sent fondly from Philadelphia. On Ed Peterson's well-deserved night of tribute, I want to add my congratulations, best wishes, and apology for not being there in person to sharing the memories and the camaraderie with him and all of you. I was part of the jazz program back in the early days, playing piano for both the jazz band led by Mr. Peterson and the jazz choir directed by Dave Cross, later having the privilege of working with Mr. Peterson in both programs after graduation. In the years since, I've had the pleasure of visiting with Pete on occasion, and it's always been fascinating to me that when you spend time with him reminiscing, the years just melt away, and it's a bit like traveling in a time machine in that suddenly you're a teenager again. As I get older, that fact alone will be reason enough to give him a night of tribute. However, the most important fact of all is how many of the lessons he taught me have stayed with me over the years and helped me not only in my life as a musician, but in my life overall. The tools he gave me and taught me how to use are still in use every day in my professional and personal life. As a music educator, Ed Peterson accomplished remarkable things. All of you there tonight can testify to that fact in your own experiences as his students. But to me, the most remarkable skill of all was his ability to move the music off the page and into one's heart. For that, I thank him most of all. Respectfully, Stan Witzus. And Michelle with another very special long-distance letter of love.
We'll see what you really love. Seems a reason to come this far.
Musical Stan Witz, otherwise known as the Stan He couldn't be here tonight. He's in Philadelphia actually recording it. So it's really awesome to hear some of this. So Michelle and I are going to read something from another wonderful Spanish director, Pat Castro, who taught for 13 years, and he really wanted to be here tonight in the holiday weekend before that. This is what he wanted to say. To all of the students, friends, and well-wishers attending tonight's festivities, I am truly filled with sorrow that I could not attend tonight's celebration. I've been watching all the activity on Facebook, and I know that the entire evening will be a joyous event for all involved.
I know that I would have a wonderful time celebrating with you all, but since I am not able to attend, it seems appropriate that I share a few words regarding your guest of honor.
In the fall of 1983, I was hired as a choral director at Snohomish High School, joining Ed Peterson in the music building. We were introduced. Soon after I arrived, I had a few days to meet other faculty members and attend to setting up my office.
On Thursday of my first week in town, Pete told me that there was a marching band rehearsal that night, and he invited me to come and observe. I drove back into Snohomish early that evening and decided to have a bite to eat at an interesting-looking little drive-in on Avenue D called The Hub.
I went in and gave my order to Rick, and as I sat and waited, I suddenly heard from somewhere outside, "Blow, damn it." No, it wasn't quite like that.
Blow, damn it!
I got up from my chair and I wandered over to the door of the hub. Suddenly, once more, the voice could be heard.
You need to suck more air!
When my order was ready, I asked Rick what that yelling was all about. He said, "Oh, that's just the band director over at the marching band practice." I thought, this is coming all the way from the football field? I told Rick that I was a new choral director. His response was, "Good luck. I hope you survive."
Well, I survived. For 13 years, I survived. At first it was hard, as I had never shared a music program with anyone who was so dynamic. But we worked together well, and over time we learned how to stay out of each other's way and still be friends.
My survival included nearly 100 band and choir concerts, over 45 school assemblies, and 13 graduations, each including a shared performance of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. And of course, I survived 2 trips to the People's Republic of China with Pete.
The last trip, in 2001, included a very memorable trip into downtown Chengdu. Pete was on the prowl for a gift he wanted to take back home. Our final attempt to find the present he was seeking turned out to include a ride in a Chinese pedicab. You know, the one where the driver is riding a bike and the passenger is in the small seat behind him.
Pete decided that we, together, in the same seat, would take one of these pedicabs in search of his gift. Now really, can you just imagine 2 men, each rather, well, okay, we will positively, politely say large, sitting in the same seat on a pedicab?
And the driver, all 100 pounds of him, trying with all his might to get his bike going. We were pointed at, laughed at, shouted at, gestured at, and cheered all the way down the main boulevard in Chengdu, a city of 8 million people.
To make matters worse, when we arrived at our destination, Pete insisted on being the one to pay the driver. He stuck his hand into his pocket and pulled out a huge wad of Chinese money, mostly bills. He gave the entire wad to the driver and walked away. I'm still not sure if he gave the driver $350 or $1.79. I know Pete doesn't know either.
One of the nicest of the Peterson traits that I discovered was his playfulness. One could never let down one's guard. There was the time after I had played a trick on him the previous evening, I came to school to find my upright piano sitting upside down in my office.
Another time I attended my first marching band competition. When the competition was concluded, all 4 Snohomish buses drove off without me.
More often than not, though, Pete was exceedingly willing to help me in more serious and thoughtful ways. He taught me how to make arrangements for trips and overnight stays with the students.
He gave me the benefit of all of his professional contacts. He introduced me to the colleagues and peers that I would otherwise never have met. He taught me that picking the right music was of the utmost importance.
Most importantly, he taught me that expecting the best of the students gave them a higher chance of succeeding. In short, he was wise, generous, and helpful, like a friend, not just a colleague.
Ed, I'm very sorry not to be sitting next to you tonight, sharing this evening with you. However, I know that with me or without me, the evening will belong to you.
With all of those lifelong Panthers there to honor you, I know the evening will be memorable. Enjoy it to the fullest. Oh, and by the way, the next time I'm down to visit you in Kelso, it's my turn to buy lunch.
God bless you, my friend.
Pat Castro.
Welcome to Carl for a very special evening. Incidentally, the part of Ed Peterson was played by John Pulliam. Just thought you'd like to know that. No one makes Ed Peterson prouder than our next performer. He is recognized throughout the West Coast for his creative contributions in the art of musical theater. Please welcome a very talented individual. This is Snohomish's very own Dwight Beckmeyer. are moving forward. No doubt you have seen one of the next entertainers performing before packed bar stools at the Pilchuck Yacht Club. Our audiences love to hear him toot his horn. Joining the big man, Gordy Taylor, is the class of 1969 Brian Mills, Eric Berlindi, for this could be the start of something big.
You know, as I was getting dressed to come here this evening, and putting this tie on, I remembered that I wouldn't know how to tie a tie if it was not for Ed Peterson. I had ties on 101 right there in front of the, where the big sink was, and then the mirror, and stood there. Until you got it right, it was good. But one other thing. I was playing baritone earlier, with your little quartet thing there, and I flashed back because Pete was an equal opportunity disciplinarian. Unless you were a flute player. I don't know that there is any flute player in the 30 some odd years that was ever in trouble. But I had the distinct advantage of playing baritone, who sat right next to Tim Talbot. Tim's out there somewhere. And trombone players had a way of not playing the right positions frequently. And that's the reason that I know how to play trombone now, is because I was sitting right next to them, and they would always get the, "It's third, you idiot!" So that's that. So thank you, trombone players, for being the way you were, because I know now how to play them. There's a couple of things I'd like to add. Two gentlemen are not listed in the program. Eric Berlindi is there, but these two guys, and I have to hand it to Mark, he didn't know he was going to do this until yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock. So Mark Sandino on drums and Dean Schmidt on bass. So,
amazing. Collectively, they practiced for only 27 minutes. That was incredible, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Gordy will be performing his own personal tribute to Di Peters at the reception immediately following tonight's program. And tonight on this stage, we're bringing you 2 minutes of sparkling entertainment spread out over a 3-hour period. No tribute to Ed Peterson would be complete without asking our next featured performer to be a part of our celebration. We didn't have to ask. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dave George. you were a student here at SHS, you must have wondered what was going on in the band room on a daily basis. Those jazz bands over the years could blow the roof right off of that place when they would get cooking. If you didn't know them, you'd find it hard to believe that a group of young people, ages 15, 16, and 17-year-olds, could sound so impeccably fine like Coltrane, Miles Davis, or even Quincy Jones. Now, recreating that spirit with the Alumni Jam, this is Eric Valendi, Dean Schmidt, and Tad Morris. 1963 home by 9:30 tonight. They love them some Matlock. Ladies and gentlemen, our next performer's piano lessons have finally paid off, tickling the ivories for you tonight with a very special solo selection for Mr. Peterson. Please welcome once again, Eric Verlindy. swing choir. Well, if you were a member of Ed Peterson's choir, practice made perfect, as did early morning rehearsals at 7 a.m. and second period concert chorus, which continued into third period, which left you trying to explain to Mr. Cowles why you were late for geometry. Years later, it is no different. Our next group of mom and dads have come together over the course of the year to once again become the Alumni Jazz Choir under the direction of Mr. Howard Chris King. Please welcome him to the stage.
I
Fun is the order of tonight with an original composition written and sung by Dwight Beckmeyer. You know, you enjoy, Love is Real. It's next.
So there's a quote by Parker Palmer that says, "Teach love, for that is who you are." And Mr. Peterson, that's what you taught us. In spite of all the jokes about being fearful and strict, we're all here, and this is why it's a tribute to the love that we're all connected, that connects us all. And this is called Love is Real. Reminds us that even amongst a fearful world, we're really just made of love. Okay, let me deal with this.
Thank you so much, Dwight. Now, let me take you back to 1974 to a song we learned about the human condition. Today, its words and its meanings are as timeless and as true as they were sung over 36 years ago. Please welcome one of the organizers of this evening. She has taken the last year out of her life to create this event and bringing people together from all around the world. Please welcome Artis Hallinger.
My pleasure to put this wonderful tribute concert together with the incredible help of Linda Loveland, Mauer, and Kim Ingalls Allen, who has been on my team, and many, many other people. We need to say so many thank yous for putting this event on, but here are ones we absolutely must mention. And all the others, you know who they are, so a super thank you to everyone. Mr. Pete Wilson helped in exactly 5 million ways. I really need to hear a special round of applause, please, for the Snohomish High School current band director, Pete Wilson. Over and over again. The middle school band teachers, Linda Pilcher and Mike Mines, as well as Dave Johnson from Shoreline School District. Jim Price here at SHS has helped innumerably. Thank you very much, Jim, for all your help. Price and King Lutheran Church helped with rehearsals and a lot of other things. Our wonderful business sponsors who you would see in your programs that have helped us with this program. Brian Mills for his endless help as well. John Pulliam for his 3 cents. And support. Dwight Beckmeyer, very, very big help on this show. Eric Berlindi and Tad Morris for many hours of coordination and help. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to help put this on. Thank you. And as you can see, music does matter. It makes a difference in our lives, all throughout our lives. If you have a son or a daughter, niece or nephew, grandchild or neighbor in a band or choir, please support music and the arts during these difficult economic times. Mr. Peterson, you made a difference in my life and all these people who've gathered here tonight. Thank you for the lessons you've taught us. Even after all the years have passed, your influence is still felt. I can't say anything other than this is a special phenomenon, the Peterson phenomenon, that makes people come from all over our state, the country, and the world to pay honor to you. People driving in a blizzard. Someone tried to come from Montana through a blizzard. She did turn back. People flying in from every corner of the planet, Pete. People leaving their family holiday plans and getting here to say thank you to you. I'm not going to mention them all as it would just take too long. You told me that you didn't think that you deserved all this attention, but you obviously do. Thank you for the music. My mama taught me early to turn the other cheek, and she made me swear to think before I speak. That you
child, and don't you bend. 'Cause it takes a whole lot of human feeling. I know from what I see that it takes a whole lot of human feeling to be a human being. Overpopulation is an ever-present thorn. Yet we're killing each other as fast as we are born. Yeah. I can't help but wonder what strange plasma we're made of when we have to ask computers to love.
'Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special ceremony. We call it the Rose Ceremony. And we've got members of classes going all the way back from 1958 to 1996, the duration of Ed Peterson's teaching tenure here at SHS. And we would like to invite Mr. Peterson to the stage right now, please. Linda Loveland, 1959, Kim Ingalls Allen. 1960, Pam Hobson. 1961, Sarah Edmonds. 1962, Dennis Mills. 1963, 1963, Jim Mills. 1964, Kimmery Schultz. 1965, Joan McQuain. 1966, Fabian O'Neill. 1967, Wanda Semena. 1968, Betsy Anderson. 1969, Vicki Smith Mitchell. 1970, Connie Kuyan. 1971, Terry Ford Rome. 1972, Margaret Wanzer. 1973, Jim Pulliam. 1974, Becky Mayer. 1975, Janet Kusler. 1976, Rory Dunbar. 1977, Lorraine Salinas. 1978, Tony Weingartner. 1979, Don Dubuque Bruce. 1980, Cheryl Loveland. 1981, Jim Skinner. 1982, Leanne Hashberger. 1983, Kirsten Pittman Garca. 1984, Jennifer Peterson Eckhart. 1985, Michelle Thompson Ransom. 1986, Jennifer Bjornson. 1987, Brian Dillman. 1988, Jeff Rucker. 1989, Lisa Foxworthy. 1990, Eric Holt. 1991, J.C. Foster. 1992, Andrea Henschel. 1993, Lorraine McCurry. 1994, Melissa Larson. 1995, Maggie Hanson Ashton. 1996, Marissa Hartman. Ladies and gentlemen, in your program, there are the words to a whole lot of human feeling. We will ask you to sing along with us in just moments. to say something?
All I can say is thank you, Milton. It takes you, I could not have done anything without you and your parents. Once or twice. But I think you knew what I was trying to accomplish, and you put up with it, and we had some success. Thanks.
Brand-new Senior Center on Maple Street for a very special night and reception for this man right here. It begins right now. We will see you there, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.
Hey, Mr. Peterson, we're here at his gorgeous house. Anything you'd like to say to the folks in Snohomish?
Well, I just need to try and elaborate on what I didn't say at the tribute concert. It was tremendous to see everyone. I was just awestruck with that many people that care. And my interest is in what you are accomplishing with your own lives and those little things that count up. I was pleased with those of you that certainly are still performing, and I was amazed at the level the concert was. It was incredible. It was certainly a class act, and when you get to be an ancient guy, you'll know how meaningful that was. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.